Hello and welcome to Sin and Steel. I'm your host, Sarah-Tonin, and we're joined by vocalist and power metal legend, Andi Deris of Helloween. Thank you for joining me, Andi.
Hey, my pleasure.
So it's been a few years now since the kind of new Helloween lineup went from touring to producing new music with that last album, Helloween in 2021. I'd love to know what the dynamic has been like, not only having multiple vocalists and eras of Helloween combining, but so many musicians in general.
Well, from my lazy point of view, it's been never better because
Yeah,
now I share vocals. Um, Certainly for the people out there, it's great because you run into easily 2.5, maybe 3 hours, 10 shows. I think that was the maximum we played,
yep,
which certainly would not be possible if you would be the sole singer here. So
yeah,
uh, a one singer band could probably do 2 hours. If there's a concert for the next day, it's already getting hard because you
mm,
need your time. I mean, nature calls and your vocals are red, and so you
yep,
have to give them some peace. I know the story. It's my world tour number 15. So, yeah, it's sometimes not easy, and the psycho shit in your head is not making it any easier as well. So, yeah, I'm super happy. We got like two singers, Michael Kiske, myself, actually 2.5 singers, Kai
yeah,
Hansen
yep,
uh, on the guitar. He was singing the first album of Helloween, the very first album back in 1985, I think. So,
yeah,
yeah, what I want to say is you can always make a great show, even if some singer is maybe sick. For Michael Kiske and myself, it's super easy because Michael knows by heart the songs I sang, and
yep,
I know by heart certainly the songs he sang because I had to sing them
yeah,
for a long time. So it's easy to actually swap. So to call him and say, Michael, I feel like bullshit. I think my voice is getting off the cliff now. So
yep,
maybe you can jump in, and he does, or vice versa. When he goes like, Andy, I'm feeling tired today. Can you maybe do two, three, four songs more?
yeah.
Up to completely replace him. Last year we did like 3 shows without Michael, which was not very happy for me. I was like, yeah, what shall I say? As I said, I'm a Leo, and I'm a very lazy person. So if I'm yet getting used to that, I may
Yep,
be lying in the savannah and somebody else is doing the work. I'm going to do that.
yep. But you had to carry the
So
load for those ones instead.
yeah, I mean
Yep,
it works, but it's not what I want.
yeah.
It's like I'm really getting used to that since 2 world tours, and yeah, life can go on like that.
With that live aspect, so it works really well having so many musicians on stage because it's not just you've got two vocalists plus or two and a half vocalists, like you said with Kai,
Mm.
three three guitarists. So you've got seven people all up, which is quite a few people to have on a stage. But from a, I guess, fan perspective, it works really well, especially with the epicness of the music. But how do you kind of manage that so you're not tripping on each other?
Well, it would have been a very interesting story playing in clubs or something like
Yeah,
that. So
you wouldn't fit.
that would probably be a massacre or something like
Yep.
that. I could imagine because still seeing like even on the small stages, I remember Marcus was running around with his big bass guitar and nearly
Yep.
killing everybody on stage because he's doing his show. So yeah, we could run into some problems but fortunately we never had to play small stages with like from the Pumpkins United on, even our weakest market back in the days, the United States, still we had like 3,000, 2,000. So I would say an average of yeah 1,500, 1,800. So
Yep.
you were still playing the big clubs and middle-sized concert halls, depending where
Yep.
in US America. So, but what I want to say is what we had the luxury to at least be on middle-sized stages, never on
Yeah.
small ones.
Yeah.
So that saved our life.
Yeah, it
That saved
would
our life.
definitely.
Yeah, and also we don't actually play all the seven all the time.
Yep.
So there's Michael's songs where Michael is like the star, and that's 6 people, sometimes 5 people, because not always you need 3 guitarists, and we have heavy smokers in the band like Michael Weikath and Kai Hansen, so they are always glad to have a little break, a song or two where
Yep.
they don't have play. So yeah, it's I think for the people it's quite interesting because it's
Mm.
like a constant change of lineup. Oh, he's back. Oh, the other one is gone. Okay, you know, and
Yeah.
sometimes seven of us, as you say, this is like full blast. And
Yep.
it's also fun. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it gives it a really good dynamic. What does that
yeah.
also mean in terms of creativity when you're writing or doing those sorts of things? How do you find a balance with everybody involved in the projects?
We don't. I mean, that's impossible.
Yeah.
You just write. You just write. You go when you feel like writing. I speaking for myself, and I think speaking for my boys too. We're all hobbyists in the first place. Everybody
Yep.
started this because of a hobby. So we're coming all from school bands, like the classic cliche way, and later on met somewhere on tour in Germany.
Mm.
Um, and I thought, oh, this is a great guitarist, or this is a great singer, or wow, what a great drummer, and you kept them in the back of your mind. And so that's how Helloween formed. That's when Waiki called me to join Helloween, and you know the cliche story. So you know each other, and connection is all, I
Yep.
think. So certainly, if you don't like somebody, you'll probably get rid of him. So kick him out. I mean, that's still the
Yep.
same. When we did the reunited, the Pumpkins reunited, no, Pumpkins United, yeah. Um, we never made a secret out of it. We said, look, if it works and we still haven't kicked our asses on stage after a world tour, then we think about doing an album together, but we don't push
Mm.
force it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it worked out. So
That's
my
awesome.
my favorite my favorite example is one of my favorite bands finally did a reunion with Diamond Dave and Sammy Hagar on microphone. So, and I
Yep.
was like, finally, wow. And what did they
Yep.
do? They kicked their ass on the very first show in Las Vegas. Come on, come on. What a great lineup that would have been. But yeah, can't have everything. But fortunately, in my own band, it works.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, massively. So look, the new album Giants and Monsters is coming out on August 29th. It's a lot of fun, so congratulations on the new album.
Yeah, thank
What
you.
what was different about creating this one in comparison to Helloween, which was the first with that new lineup? How does that differ?
Yeah, obviously the first album gave us a little bit more pressure because it
Yep.
was the first album of the new lineup automatically. I mean, even if you try to calm yourself and say, hey, everything should run fine. We just played the biggest concert halls you could play in the world, and what could go wrong? But
Yep.
still, you lie in your bed and cling, cling, cling. It could go wrong this, it could go wrong that, and is it good enough? Blah, 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 blah. But honestly, that's probably always some gameplay you have in
Mm.
front of each and every new album you do.
Yep.
You know it during the production. Wow, it seems to be at least a great album. Maybe it's a fantastic album, but at least I like it. It should be okay for the people out there. But
Yeah.
still, in the night, you have these worst case scenario dreams which keep you awake. I don't know. Waiki is much cooler there. He goes like, "We did the work. What can you do? You can't change it. Live with it, you know."
Yep.
But I'm different. I'm different here. But yeah,
But you felt
but
less of that pressure with this one?
yes, definitely,
Yep.
because when you have like the first golden record at the wall from the last album, you know, okay, you did an okay, at least an okay job. Now, what could go wrong really this
Yeah.
time? You know, because when you go through the songs, we never had that much songs in the pool.
Yep.
Um, Unbelievable. I think we had written over 30 something songs, and there were, believe it or not, there were over 20 songs in the pool, which are great. And
Yeah.
we nearly killed ourselves, which song is better. Like we loved it. And so far we gave away the responsibility. The final decision is made by three teams. That's the management team, that's the producer team, and that's the band, certainly.
Yep.
Because we learned as a band, you run into problems if you fight for your baby, which you will.
Yep.
So there is always bad blood at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
you keep it calm, you make your list. Here's the list. Don't argue. That's the way everybody feels. No
Yep.
question asked. Number one, two, 20. Then you give the same shit to the management and you receive the same shit from the producer team. Try to make a kind of ballpark thing out of it, best top 10, blah blah blah.
Yep.
And there you go. That's the album. Also, the producer team and the management are much better in listening to the overall mixture because we are an old school band. So we got
Mm.
lots of people out there who love to listen through a whole album, which is also
Yep.
very important. So
Yep.
yeah, I think the team does it. The band itself would probably kill and be ready to kill for his baby, for his song, you
Yeah.
know.
So
And I
what
don't.
happens with all those additional tracks then? Are they, if there was so many that were so good, will they potentially be something that fits somewhere else, or were they very much kind of for this album?
Yeah, honestly, we could go into the studio tomorrow and definitely to 99% record another great album. I'm
Yeah.
sure, really confident about that one. Um, it will be definitely used. So
Yeah.
there is a next album, um, but the luxury lies in you may actually say now we do it because all the songs are there already. So
Yep.
you don't need to go in the songwriting, pre-production, and you name it. It's everything is there.
Yep.
Tomorrow we could directly we could go into the studio, record the shit out ourselves, and you would have a great album. I'm very confident in that, which
Yeah.
is a great feeling in the back because you know if you need to hit, because there
Mm.
would be a chance, then you could hit
Yep.
directly. So you would not lose another year or something like that.
Yeah, it's good. And
Yeah.
I saw that the first single released, This Is Tokyo, is a bit of a special one for you. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, in itself, it was a decision to make to release a very controversial thing. So not the typical what the people would expect, like typical Halloween speed metal anthem or something like that. We said, okay, we got enough of those on the album,
Yep.
but leave them for later and make the people talk. So a great song is a great song, even if the people first are like a bit of intrigued what's going on here. Whether that's more a glam rock metal or what is it, you know?
Yep.
Um,
There's
yeah,
always
but
been a lot of diversity in Halloween's
yeah, sure,
music,
but
though.
that's very important, I think,
Yeah.
because when I listened through the Keeper albums, what I realized is there's a speed metal anthem, a classic Halloween,
Yep.
followed by even some pop metal like I Want Out
Yep.
or Future World or what something like that. So I realized for myself, probably I'm that that typical guy who needs at least a song to calm down and be ready
Yep.
for the next speed metal, you know.
Yep.
But you give me two or three of these anthem one after the other, I would not be able to actually praise if it's really good. I would not realize because my head is already so
Yep.
overblown. And I think that was a big secret of the Keeper of the Seven Keys album. The mixture, if you run through it, the
Mm.
album is smooth and you always get something that loosens you up
Yep.
in a good way, and then you're ready to rock again, you know, like
Yeah.
to bang again, whatever. And I think this is something we achieved on this album.
Yep.
And This Is Tokyo is one of those more easy listening songs, which is very important to have. And for me, it was a personal uh, yeah, I had the need to say thank you to Japan because these guys started my career. They kickstarted everything back in the
Yeah.
days. My first band was Pink Cream 69, it was called. And this for me was the greatest start because of Japan,
Yep.
you know. And I always wanted to do that and I always told them I will. And now it's so many years gone into the wind already. And it was finally time to do it. Like,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
but you always need the idea, certainly, because
Yep.
I was a bit stupid because I remember the last years I was always thinking about some title with Japan in it. But Japan, to sing Japan, that word,
Yep.
articulation, everything is hard to bed into whatever, you know.
Yep.
So and I say, okay, just take Tokyo, cliche
Mm.
Tokyo. Tokyo is good to sing. It fits in everything.
Yep.
Whatever sentence would be running down the streets of Tokyo or Tokyo, you have the nicest buildings in the world, blah, 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 bullshit. So
Yep.
it would always work, you know. And that's now this is Tokyo. Yeah, here you go.
Awesome. Nice little like a love song to Japan.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
Perfect.
Japan is like always. If you take the big cities like Tokyo, it's the same everywhere in the world.
Mm,
Big cities, you have lovers and haters.
yep.
Japan in itself, I have to say, Japan is not only Tokyo.
Yeah.
It's yeah, Tokyo has so many different sides. Probably it's the most controversial country in the world, I would say.
Yep.
Japan. If you compare the countryside to the cities, it's like black and white, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
I've seen lots of shades of gray when it comes to big cities and countryside and the world. It's yeah, more the turn, yeah, a bit more black in the city, a bit more gray in the countryside. But Japan definitely is black and white. So
Yeah. Okay.
I love it.
Nice. And are there any other tracks that you feel like were kind of your babies, the ones that you got to create and nurture the most for this album?
Yeah, certainly the songs that you came up with is always their main babies. The second babies are the songs where you helped, like writing lyrics or even
Mm,
put in some middle parts or whatever. Um, but yeah, honestly, the songs you've written is always your baby. I'm
yeah. And
sure
which ones on
we
this new
also
album is that for you?
yeah, that would be certainly This Is Tokyo. It's A Little Is a Little Too Much.
Yep.
It's Into the Sun, and it's Giants on the Run.
Yep. Yep. Which is
So
a
that's my
great starting track, by the way.
thank you. That was quite controversial as well, if we start with a Giants on the Run, because lots of people, when they listen to it, go like, "Oh, it starts great, but then it's becoming a ballad. Oh, no, we're back into metal." Okay.
It's really good. And you and Kai, your voices really balance off each other really, really well as well.
Yeah, I love that. Is another story behind it because I finished the whole song. I put it onto Dropbox to
Mm.
download for everybody. But Kai, being Kai, he never received my email or pretends to, or pretended to. And he thought, in his own way, I thought it's one of the greatest songs, and you never finished it. Uh, but nah, actually, yeah, it's finished. Everybody has the
Yep.
finished version. Oh yeah, and I did not know about it. So because I loved this song so much, I wrote my middle part to it. And I said, "Look, I no
Wow.
discussion. Your middle part is so much bigger, greater, and more anthem than my middle part. So
Yep.
just take we take your middle part. I love under one condition. Yeah, what? Yeah, what? I said, you sing it.
No, I love that.
I love I loved his demos, it's
Yep.
like and everything, and then the slow balladish part
Yep.
in there, he sang beautifully, and I was like, why should I sing it? I cannot sing it better.
It
So you
it
sing
came
it
out really
first.
well, and it just the contrast of those two voices in that just yeah worked
I
really,
love it.
really well.
And the story works as well because overall I'm the narrator. I sing
Yep.
about the that there are on Earth giants
Yep.
and suddenly Kai takes it from the other perspective. He is the giant and talks about
Yeah.
the history. So I
That's
love
really
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. And look, as someone who's been creating music for such a long time and with a band that has such a vast history, how do you keep motivated and inspired?
Honestly, you don't need to. Again, speaking for my boys as well, because I know that everybody is still the hobbyist he used to be back in the days.
Yep.
I know Daniel, the drummer, for example. He is like literally every day in his little rehearsal room and plays
Yep.
drums.
Yep.
And if you ask him why the friggin' hell would you go in there like voluntarily every day? And he just looks at you like with big eyes and astonished because I love playing.
Yep.
I was like, okay, point taken. It's still his hobby. My hobby is, as always, and will always be guitar.
Yep.
That's how I started out.
Yep.
I'm a guitarist actually, but in each and every band I had in the beginning, I was playing guitar, and I considered myself a decent rhythm guitarist, so there's
Yep.
no need to kick me out of a band as a guitarist. But nobody could sing my songs
Yep.
but myself. And then sooner or later we had the discussion, which I realized my boys are right. There are lots of guitarists, but there is only a few singers.
Yep. Yep.
So sing your own songs, sing your own shit, they said, because it's great shit,
Yep.
and let another guy play the guitar. And I
Yep. Give
said,
yourself
okay,
some space.
I don't like it, but I get your point, So,
Yep.
and that's how I started actually only or mainly only singing. Sometimes I'm allowed to take a guitar and play some
I'm
ballad or
curious
something.
as well, though, have you also still been working on any solo stuff? Because I know it's been quite a while since the last one, but I know you in the past had kind of kept a hold of some tracks to be able to put towards that solo
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm
But
curious if there's anything in the works there.
well, that's only if there's like a ton of songs which are still my little babies and I love them so much,
Yep.
and they're not on any album. But meanwhile, I have to say the band takes the majority,
Yep.
and there's like two or three bands that sometimes I write for, where I'm happy as well.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, that's not so many leftovers
Yeah.
actually.
Yep.
And even if there were, let's say next year I would have 10 or 11 great leftovers where I think it's great. Still, would I dig myself into the studio again for half a year? I
It's
doubt
fair.
it.
It's fair. You've got
I
enough
doubt it.
going on. And you're putting
Mhm.
out some really great stuff with Helloween. But it sounds like you really love the music. So always curious to know if there's other projects going on and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, little projects left and right, but I
Mm,
meanwhile I'm not that eager to put it on my own album. I just let other
yep.
people take a song or two from my babies and
Yep.
wish them well,
No,
which
that's
is
fair.
was hard in the very beginning to give your babies away, being adopted by other people. But
Oh,
hey, then at the end of the day, I told myself, look, to a certain point, it's business as well.
yep.
And I'd rather make a little bit of money and see my babies out there as like being in the cellar or in the prison in my studio, never leaving the drive. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. No, that's great. You mentioned earlier as well, and I did see that Helloween are kicking off their 40th anniversary world tour starting in Europe in October. I feel like as an Aussie, I am obligated to ask, are we on the list and will Helloween be coming back to Australia soon?
Yes, you are on the TBA list. So
Yeah,
I
good.
just hope that I just hope that the contract run through.
Yep.
So I'm not the one to say that, but I
Yeah.
know you're on the list. Yes. When,
Because
why, what?
was the last time the 30th anniversary? I feel like it was 10 years ago that I saw you last.
Yeah, you could be right.
And it was
Um,
at
don't put the
Russell,
finger
the
on it, but yeah,
billboard.
might be right. Might be right. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's due.
or
We
not.
need you out here.
If you ask Andy, he'll never get a clear question because I'm really not that guy with years and oh, do
That's
you
fair.
remember we met 5 years ago? I was like, nope. 5? I thought it
Yep.
was yesterday. No, it's 5 years ago. Okay. So
Yep.
yeah, my boys make lots of jokes about me because I really don't have a feeling for time.
I mean, I thought it was way more recent than that, to be honest. It didn't feel like it was that long ago, but I was talking to my brother about it recently because when you last came out, I think I had Hammerfall and Helloween in the same week, a few days apart.
Yes,
And
yes, I know.
Hammerfall came out again this year, and I think that was the first time since then. So I was
All
like,
right.
we're like, wait, surely Halloween's due soon. And then we went back
People
and
on.
looked, and it was 10 years ago, and we're like,
Oh,
that's
okay. Already 10
wow.
years ago. Because
Yeah.
I remember the day where I met Joachim and Oscar from Hammerfall in Melbourne on the main
Yep.
street. I was like, what the fuck? This is can't believe it, Hey boys.
You played the same
Oh,
venue only a couple of days apart.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Might
what
as
we
well have
found
just
out.
done a big power metal festival.
We could have done that, yeah, but we've been on tour anyway. It was a super relaxed tour with
Yep.
Hammerfall, previous.
Yep. Yep.
No, it's
No,
not
that
a
would have been awesome.
European tour because I think they only went with us for Europe
Yep.
as a support. I think the rest of the world will. Some parts they were with us. Yeah, but this was the
Mm.
tricky days after the COVID thing. So sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, and
Yep.
the the whole tour was postponed anyway 3 or 4 times, and parts of it were realized directly. Other parts were postponed for 2 years later, and
Yeah.
it was I
It's
was just I
thrown everything
really
out.
was yeah, I was really not envying my management. It's just like
Yep.
so often, month and month of work for nothing,
It
you
would have
know. So
been really, really hard. But look, I'm really happy that hopefully you guys will be here soon once you're done with the rest of the world. Australia does tend to kind of come in at the very end, but I'll be looking forward to that for sure. And before we wrap things up, I think people know where to find Halloween's music, but in terms of support from fans, what can people do to support your work? What means the most to you?
actually, just enjoy the music. If you
Yep.
love it, I'm happy. I probably never hear of you loving my music, but somewhere in the statistics you will be there. So, and that makes me happy, you know.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
no, honestly, there's no need for any direct help or whatever. We are just happy if we see the listenings, and I just had a look yesterday, and it was like the new single is going over 2.5 million now or something like that, and
Awesome.
in just a few weeks, this is like a good sign.
Yeah.
Um, just be there in the numbers, and for me, it's enough to see everybody on the world tour. So
Yep.
seeing real eyes and real faces in the audience, that's pretty, be there. That's how you can help me.
Awesome. I love that. It's perfect. Look, thank you again for this chat, Andy. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Likewise, thank you very much. Have a
And thank
great
you
one.
to any viewers or listeners. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment letting us know what you think of. Firstly, this is Tokyo. And then once the album's out, of course, let us know what you think of Giants and Monsters. And until next time, stay metal.
Stay metal.